So a lot of people are generally asking about specifically questions on ACCA jobs. If you go and search online, you'll see so many people asking the same kind of questions. And unfortunately, multiple sources have incorrect information. Right from the fact that jobs don't exist in India for ACCAs to unrealistic expectations of salaries, of profiles of companies, of the time frame it takes, etc. So if you're one of those candidates or students confused about the value and the actual realistic understanding of ACCA in the market, this video is for you guys. The most basic question. If you're an ACCA working in India, you can get any job in the field of finance or accounts that more or less a CA gets. Of course, you have to exclude local tax, local law kind of profiles. But if you look for accounting, especially accounting advisory, you look for auditing, you look for internal audit, risk advisory, valuations, mergers and acquisitions, and much, much more. In fact, I think you guys can download this. We have a detailed placement report where this is of course what Zell has done, but you can get the clarity of what kind of jobs people get. The highest package that we placed an ACCA candidate this year was 10 lakhs as a fresher. This girl, actually it's a couple of students though, but the first one to get was a girl called Mansi. She got a 10 lakh package in a company called ACCA without her having even a day of experience. So yeah, long story short, jobs are available with all kinds of profiles in the field of finance and accounts. I would say that, of course, when you climb up the ladder, either you become an owner of a company, part owner, full owner, you can reach the C-suite exec. So you can become a CEO, CFO. If you're working in a company where you can become a partner or a director, basically the highest designation in any field an ACCA can reach. You know, I know one of my faculty members, Nirbhay, he is the CFO of a 2,000 crore conglomerate here in Mumbai, and like that I know people who are CEOs of different companies, people like us who are founders. Yeah, the potential of what you can do if you don't want to stick to a professional job is unlimited. Yes, I think probably the largest employers in the country for ACCAs are the Big Four. I myself have worked in PwC. I have currently a team of ACCAs, people who've come from KPMG, people who've come from EY, people who come from Grant Thornton. One of our new joinees is come from BDO, which is the Big Six. So you have the Big Four and the Big Six, you can club them all. And these are the kind of companies which are hiring freshers, hiring people with experience, hiring people in their global capability centers. They're hiring them in all the profiles from audit to valuation that I was explaining. I used to work in international tax. That's a whole different department. So yeah, Big Four absolutely to hire, 100%. And you know, if you look at the data, the number of ACCA candidates in the country have grown year on year, and again in 2025 they've hit their peak. 2026 already in the first quarter it seems to be going higher. And again guys, there's a reason. We work very closely with companies like Deloitte, and they themselves very recently are asking, they want to hire a big pool of ACCA candidates. Another big company, Grant Thornton, I was talking about, they've been working with us. They also need to hire. Basically, opportunities are unlimited. Students are landing up going to UK. One of my top students, Ayan, he's currently in London. He secured a job over there, and he's of course done ACCA here, and then he did his masters there. But yeah, any direction you go, the value is just going up further and further up, not just in India, but across the globe. Yes, you put in the time, you put in the effort. First of all, to get 1 crore, you know, unless you're extremely lucky, it's not going to happen very quickly. And let me tell you another couple of things, right? Number one, put in the time and effort. It takes you a while to reach a certain level, and then your skill set, your performance, which started because of your qualification, you then can earn more and more. But there are others. I have students so they completed ACCA, they worked in for a few years, and they got into investment banking, started their own investment banking firm, and then again, you know what happens if you're successful there. You land up getting to that 1 CR number at a relatively young age. So yes, it's possible, but it all depends on you, how you perform in life, how you clear the exams, and how you utilize all of that to actually carve out a path that gets you to that 1 CR number. So if you are a fresher, it can be anywhere per month from 30,000 to 80,000 a month, depending on what kind of a company you join. And again, as you progress, if you have a couple of years of experience, you can go to a lakh and a half. If you have passed or you have 10 years of experience, you can even get to 10 to 12 lakhs a month. And if you are an extremely high performer, then there is no top, there's no ceiling to what you can earn. Well, again, same thing as we've been discussing, guys. You reach a C-suite level, which is a CEO, CFO level. You become a partner / director. You become a founder of a company that is successful. You start your own investment banking firm. All of these are sort of pathways to getting to that high salary. Yeah, I don't know why people are saying this. Look, if you have people who are jobless, I'm sure that they're trying, but I would unfortunately have to say that a lot of it is on the candidates, because like guys, we placed over 500 students in the past year, and every month we'll end up we are just increasing the amount of students that we are placing. That's one institute. Imagine over the country how many people are getting placed. Go on LinkedIn and search for how many people who are ACCAs are working, and you'll see I think the numbers are going in 5 digits, which means it's going over 10,000 candidates who are working as ACCAs here in India. So no, it's not, people are not going jobless. Over and above that, the education market for ACCAs is also exploding. We have so many amazing people who want to actually give back and teach, and then some of them who start teaching part-time are becoming full-time educators. So even if you don't want to work in the industry or in the field of finance or accounts, or you don't want to work in any particular business, you can even come and contribute back to future ACCA students, become mentors, and that itself is a big role in at least in India when it comes to ACCA. CA, by it's the nature of the course is more difficult, because as we all know, you have to give multiple papers in a group, and you more or less have to pass the entire group or repeat the entire group, even if you pass individual papers. The advantage in ACCA, of course, as you know, is if you give 3 to 4 papers at once, just like a group, and you clear majority, you're done with them. Only the ones you don't clear, you have to repeat, and also you can merge it with the next set. So yes, ACCA, because of its structure and flexibility, it's easier. That being said, if you compare an individual paper of the CA exam and an ACCA exam at the same level, like the final level, if you can ask candidates who've given both, they will say that the individual papers are equally difficult. In India, yes, and especially in India, CA is the highest authority when it comes to having signing authority, as well as it's the most acceptable and the oldest institution. So yes, always CA will be the #1 course in the country. But I think in the last 10 years, when I started ACCA I started 15 years ago. When I went to give my exam, there were barely like 20-25 students giving the exam with me, and today there are thousands. So the rate at which ACCA has rocketed up to the top because of its flexibility and global nature, I think it has carved a niche for itself in our country, and I think it's here to stay for a long time. So guys, I hope that a lot of questions were answered. We've gotten tons of these questions. They're all across the internet. A lot of candidates ask us if these are questions that helped you, then please give us a thumbs up. If you know somebody who's searching for these kind of answers, then share this video with them. We will see you in the next video.